What's the most important step a man can take? The Anniversary League's first season just ended, and despite my best efforts to build a strong competitive team with a sound financial base, Stormlight Bear did not promote. And before I blame random, the final line? It's a failure. So what's the most important step a man can take? Let me tell you in the after credits. Hey guys, I'm Papa Mish, and in the Anniversary League I manage Stormlight Bear, and I'm pretty happy with the logo I made for this team. With 108 managers gifting their ticket to me, I feel like I disappointed them and myself by not promoting. And despite having the best ratings and also being favorite in all my competitive matches this season in the league and in the cup, I just came up short and didn't promote. So in this video I want to make a quick overview of what happened in the league with my financial strategy, purchasing players and training, and also we'll have a look at few key moments and matches in the season. So let's go! My overall strategy was to combine skill trading to make profit and on some old players to compete. I didn't want only to promote, I also wanted to make enough money to be relevant for competition in the next season. As the staff goes, I used one assistant coach, one medic, one form coach and one sports psychologist, all at level 3 with 15% stamina share to combine relative good training and competition. I choose scoring as my skill trade goal, and instead of focusing on quantity with as much training spots as possible, the transfer market was so crazy, I went for quality. I wanted to spend more of my free money on good skill trade trainees, even if I'll have only one or two of them at a time, but then they will make me more money, because it didn't really matter if I used all 6 spots with less expensive players or just one spot with good expensive player. Of course, if he'll get injured, you are screwed, but you need to take those chances. Also, I opened a youth academy just from the start, and despite it will give you a financial setback in the first season, it could give you a big start that will profit you a lot in the future. And if other teams will do this and you will want to have a youth academy in the second or third season, they will have so much more money that they will just hit you with their wallet and beat you. That was the league situation at the end of the season. I finished third place, 1 point behind second and 3 points behind first. Unfortunately, I had 5 random results at the 6 first weeks of the season, 4 of them in the league, 1 of them in an early cup match, which really set me back. And after 6 weeks, I was 7 points behind second and 9 points behind first. And despite winning all my remaining matches and being favorite in all my competitive matches this season, other teams were just more lucky, and unfortunately I did not promote. The HTML predictor that's showing the expected results based on the actual ending ratings of each match shows that I finished about 2.5 points less than I deserved. Not the end of the world, but the problem was the first and second place were much more were luckier with +6 and +7 points on more than they deserved. So instead of just cruising through the season, I struggled and missed promotion by 1 point. Let's talk about finance and transfers. The market was so crazy at the beginning of the season, it was very hard to buy normal trainees or old players to improve your team for regular prices. Everything was so inflated. So I summarized all my purchases in one sheet. I bought 23 players and I sold 11. 10 of them were skill trades. I was focusing all my available money on 1 or 2 scoring training at a time. At the beginning, my profit was like 75 per trainee, then 350, 300, 550. And I was trying to focus all my money on 1 expensive or 2 expensive trainees to give me more profit. Later on in the season, I didn't want to spend as much money on skill trades, so I bought cheaper ones, but they were pretty profitable as well. Overall, I made around 2 million euros skill trading, a little bit less because of transfer fees, and I was using this money for 2 purposes. Buying older players. At the beginning of the season, I bought a few old inner midfielders for low prices, not the best inner midfielders, but they were good enough to give me a competitive advantage in all my matches, and also one future coach for a really low price, and I just appointed him this week. Also, toward the middle of the season, I wanted to plan for the future, so I bought two young inner midfielders for a lot of money, 1.5 million euros, and I wanted to give them a little bit of scoring training and then pivot them into playmaking training for the end of the first season or the start of the second season, so they could give me advantage competitively with better midfield ratings, and they are also could be used as skill traits because their sub level is high. When I'll move to playmaking, it will help me eventually. So currently, I already sold all my skill trades. I still have one forward that I'm keeping because I want to give him playmaking training in the future. And also I have one player, young player from the initial start of my team that had the scoring training, and also he'll enjoy some playmaking training in the future. So overall, I have 5 trainees currently to move forward with. And financially, my situation is pretty stable. As I mentioned, I had a devastating start of the season with 5 random results in the first 6 weeks of the season. I want to show you those random matches, but also try to reflect myself. Could have I done something better? As I was skill trading scoring, I wanted to use a more aggressive 2-5-3 formation. In hindsight, maybe I could have used a more balanced formation like a 3-5-2 because I wasn't using all my training slots, and in the Norwegian formation, your defense is weaker, and random could go either way. If you win midfield but still the match engine will give your opponent more chances, you are vulnerable, which happened in few of my matches. So in the first league match, I lost this game. 75 victories for me in the replays to 20 of my opponent. Better defense, attack, and also better midfield, and still I lost this match. Also, I don't know what this Polish manager has against me, but he was non-competitive all season, and then in the last round he bought 2 expensive players just against me. Okay, didn't help him moving forward. Second round match, that was a big one as well, because losing an early cup match leaves you out of the cup, no team spirit management, less income, so it was pretty tough. And this match was 80-20 in the replays for me, so a big one and another random result. This game was closer. It happened in round 3. I was playing on the away, and I chose to play a pick as well. I was out of the cup, so I said, okay, I still gain some team spirit. Maybe I will use this team spirit to still win midfield ratings on the away. I have older inner midfielder, so my advantage is here. And the replays was better for me here, but it was pretty close. 47 for me, 37 for him, and ended in a big loss because random. But maybe I should have played normal here, spend the team spirit, and have better chances. Next random result came in round number 5. I was playing at home, better midfield, better attack, only vulnerable in the center. Yeah, match engine, of course, giving my opponent a lot of chances to the center. Enough attacks for him despite having no midfield advantage. A better possession for me, and he was not playing a counterattack or something, just like randomly getting chances without possession. And this was the game against the team in the first place, who had 3 points more than me in the end of the season. So even a draw here, and I would catch him. Last random result came in round number 6. I was playing on the away against the team finishing second. Replays were better for me in this match. It was 52 victories for me against 30 for him. And yeah, better defense attack ratings, worse midfield. Unfortunately for me, it was a draw. And at this point, I was 7 points behind second place and 9 points behind first place. I wanted to win all remaining matches to have a chance to promote. I did win all my remaining matches, but unfortunately for me, it wasn't enough. As I said, my league opponents were extremely lucky, so I'll just show you 2 points. One of them happened in round 11. This team finishing second place was playing on the away. His midfield is worse. Defense attack rating are pretty much equal, and the prediction sites say that he should have lost this game with 60%, 20% for a draw, 20% for a win. So 80% for him to drop points, and every point he drops, I will catch him, and it just didn't happen. And the last moment, last round, he had another tough-ish match. He had better midfield, but much worse defense attack ratings. Minute 83, his opponent equalizes, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm getting second place. Maybe there's a chance for me to promote eventually, and it took him 1 minute to score a 21% goal that crushed my dreams. Remember the youth academy I mentioned? So I opened it from the start with 2 scouts, and then I added a third one. And practically at week 3 or 4 I hit my big star. And that's the player. He'll be promoted in 23 days, practically the start of the second season. He'll be 17-0-0 with 8 playmaking and 6 wing. Maybe I could reveal some defense, and his speciality is powerful. So I am expecting to get more profit from this player alone than all my skill trading combined from the first season and the anniversary league. And that's why you take chances and open the youth academy from the start to get really big financial advantages if you manage this correctly. 8,000 teams promoted from the 7th division to the 6th. And despite my team being ranked top 500 in HTAL, I missed this promotion. Overall, we have some nice teams here, producing high ratings, having good squads. The cup final had 2 teams with over 300 head stats, and in a very high class match despite some controversy. The wealthiest teams has over 3 million euros, and the biggest spender spent over 5 million euros. But now then the dust had settled, I'm stuck for another season in the 7th division. And it will be much harder to promote now that we don't have 2 promoting spots but only 1. So what's now? And now, my friends, I'll tell you the most important step a man can take. And that's the next one. I failed to promote, but I'll continue to compete. Random is tough in some matches, but we have to move forward. If we quit now, we'll achieve nothing in the future. Stormlight Bear will continue to compete in the Anniversary League. I'll try to build the best team possible and to reach the highest highs that I can. Stormlight Bear will not win the first championship in the Anniversary League, but I'll try to move forward as much as possible. And now, please tell me, how was your season? Did you promote? Did you achieve your goals? And what's your next step?